Greetings, I'm Rice, and this is Rice Crypto. On today's show, I'm going to talk about Unchained innovations, and I am joined by co founder Amin Rafi'i. In the age of digital connectivity, privacy has become a significant concern because of big data collection, tracking, surveillance, and more. So I've partnered up with Unchained Innovations to help you, the viewers and subscribers of the channel, with better privacy products, services, and options. And it's a way to support the channel. Secure your data today. I will have links down below in the video description and the pinned comment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining me on today's show is Amin. He is the co-founder of Unchained Innovations. I'm going to let him introduce himself, tell you what Unchained Innovations is. I'm definitely looking forward to this conversation. Amin, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
Hey, mate, doing great. Thanks for having me on your show.
I'm definitely looking forward to the conversation. We got to talk for a little bit before we started recording, and I've been talking to various teammates over the months that have been trying to introduce me to what Unchained Innovations is, and I'm definitely looking forward to learning more because privacy is something that is extremely important to me. I hope my viewers, especially when you look at things from a cryptocurrency perspective, it kind of comes from that cypherpunk mentality, and privacy to me is one of the most important things that we need, especially when it comes to like our finances, our internet usage, and all the variety of things that we do. So if you don't mind, before we do some screen sharing and talk about exactly what Unchained Innovations is, do you mind doing a brief introduction of yourself, how and when you got involved in the cryptocurrency space?
Of course, I would love to. So I got involved into the space in 2013, and it was very exciting times back then, very different times. And from there, I've just watched all the different stuff that's come around and the evolution of the space. And, originally it was a lot to do with ideology. Originally it was a lot about, we don't want to deal with banks. We found a new way to deal with money and the production of money. And after 2017, it changed. It became a lot more commercialized, which some people liked, some people didn't. Depends on your view on everything. And I've been involved with privacy tools and decentralized tools for a long time. So this year will actually be my 10th year speaking at the Hackers Congress. I've spoken there every year since 2015. It's a place where people can go and learn, for me, the real essence of what cryptocurrencies are, and from a perspective of crypto anarchy, from a perspective of activism, and from the perspective of freedom and liberty. And it really encapsulates those main ideologies that were very important for me, and the things that drove me to enjoy cryptocurrencies, which was the freedom, which was the ability to be your own bank. And those are very valuable things.
Oh, 100%. I agree. It seems like a lot of things have changed and progressed in cryptocurrency since you got involved. But being involved in the hacker and crypto anarchy communities, I think, kind of gives you a lot of insight into co-founding a company like Unchained Innovations, because you get to look at all these. Obviously, one of the most important things to hackers is privacy, because if you don't have good privacy, then most of the time people who are effective hackers, whether black or white hat, can get into your systems. So I think it's smart to have people that understand these technologies and then help to put out products and services that match those ideologies. So with that being said, do you mind sharing exactly what Unchained Innovations is?
Absolutely. So throughout the years, as you said, I gained a lot of knowledge from those events and meeting the people behind various technologies. For example, the Samurai developers who recently, unfortunately, were arrested and sent to the US. One of them was extradited, one was in the US. So, you see a lot of different technologies, how people implemented, whether what they did was the right way to do it. And, you can learn a lot. And then you also learn that you can kind of dig a hole if you go a bit extreme with it. For example, Unchained Innovations, the purpose of it was to appeal to everyone. So one thing that I did take away from a lot of these experiences throughout the years was that a lot of times people have a hard time taking something that's technical and making it simple. And this happens, it's just a gap between the knowledge. So with Unchained Innovations, it's not for tech savvy people. It's actually for average people. that might not even be tech savvy, that might just use an iPhone and not know anything beyond that. So we have a lot of customers and clients who are actually in their 60s or 70s. We did a workshop on privacy with 5 ladies who are mothers, and they were just concerned about the future of their children and the world that's developing in front of them, and they wanted to learn. So I would say our niche and ability is to take things that are normally technical, people might feel a bit scared, and simplify all of those so people can understand, okay, I can do this. So a lot of times, people might message us and be like, oh, I don't know how to use this, and they're a bit scared because it's something new, which is understandable. And we just tell them, don't worry, within 2 days, you're going to be a digital ninja. So we show them the entire process and how to go through it and help them migrate or anything else that comes through. So Unchained Renovations was a response to what happened after 2020. Everyone that follows, I guess, your channel and many other people's channels are aware of what happened in terms of liberties decreasing, in terms of privacy diminishing, privacy even taking this form as though it's a bad thing to care about your privacy, which is absolutely false. And I can get into that later. And we wanted to give people a way out. A lot of times people might read the news, and a lot of different communities operate on fear. They're always like, oh, fear, fear, fear. And we don't really like that. We want to give people solutions. The same way I went to the Hackers Congress every year, and I was given amazing solutions to a lot of things that are happening in the world. For example, I was using Signal probably 6 years ago. I was using Telegram many, many, many years ago. A lot of these tools that people now are jumping onto, it actually scares me when I open my Signal now, because I see all these contacts and I'm like, well, it used to be like 3 or 4 different people. It was kind of quiet in there. And now, you step to the next platform. So yeah, you can take a lot of these lessons and just learn from them and just simplify them so people can digest them.
That's awesome, man. I'm definitely looking forward again to, exploring the devices myself. I mean, I'm very familiar with the de-Googled devices. And is this basically, in a sense, a customized version of like the de-Googled devices that are out there?
Yeah, so we do a full service feature, which is, you tell us what apps you use currently. We'll give you suggestions. We're like, okay, hey, have you noticed this app you're using? Maybe there's this alternative that you might want to check out. So we do provide a very tailored solution based on what people currently use, based on the device they currently use. And we make that entire process quite simple for them. And then we customize the setup. So there's apps that we provide, there's apps that they may need on there. So we customize the setup. We provide a lot of support along the way and just simplify the migration process. Because you see a lot of people might just offer, hey, here's a de-Googled phone. But it needs to be backed with knowledge. It needs to be backed by training and people who have done it for a long time, not just riding the hype of whatever's going on at the moment.
Right, and that's one of the reasons why I really responded well to you guys reaching out to me about partnering up. So anybody that's interested in purchasing any of the privacy devices, and that includes phones, laptops, tablets, and routers, use my affiliate link, which is ricetvx.unchainedinnovations.io. It's a way to support the channel. And also Amin had let me know that what he's going to do as well for the viewers of the channel is you're going to get $200 US dollars off your first order when the phone or the laptop is bundled with the Privacy Plus package. So before we talk about the Privacy Plus package and some of the services, do you mind kind of going over like basic information about some of the devices that are available? And I guess we could start with the phones.
Absolutely.
The Ninja
Let's do
phone.
that.
I love the whole Ninja term. So Ninja phones, digital Ninja. I love that.
Sweet. Yeah, I love it myself as well, because that's what we have to get to, is that we're in an era where technology has been weaponized against people. And it's time for people, whether they're afraid of it or shy of it or they haven't really dwelled in it, it's time for people to really unlock that inner digital ninja and figure out how to use these tools. And we've made that really easy. So let's start with the phone. The phones, as you see, are Pixel phones. They are the only phones compatible with the operating system we use, which is Graphene OS. And the reason is due to the security and hardware capabilities of those particular phones. So a lot of times people go, hey, can you do this with a Samsung phone, or can you do it with an LG phone? Unfortunately, the answer is no. And there's good reasons why that's the case, mainly because of the security features and the update intervals of the Pixel phones. So if you're using an LG or using a Samsung, you may notice that you don't get updates more often than once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. Whereas the Pixel phones, you might get updates every week, sometimes every few days. And that's a great thing. So I have to also bring that to people's mind, which is they go, okay, well, if those updates are coming through that often, is it slowing down my phone? Because I'm used to the iPhone where every update slows it down. And just, people have become weary of updates, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Though with these phones, updates are great. Just the same with Linux, it's great. With your Trezor wallet, it's great. You need these security patches coming through. The moment it's not great is when you're dealing with proprietary software. Like if you have a laptop and it's running Microsoft Windows, suddenly there's Microsoft Windows 11 out, you'll notice your laptop, will slow down because there's a lot of new bloatware included in it. The bloatware is just all the unnecessary things that you didn't ask for, and they just put it in there. So with these phones, the number one thing that people should know is de-Googled. So it doesn't use any Google services, servers, anything like that. No apps, anything to do with Google. So that's great. That's already a fantastic move forward. The other thing is that you may notice if you use a Samsung or you use an iPhone, there's a lot of apps that you just can't remove. For example, Facebook, where you have that search bar from Google on your screen. A lot of these just can't be removed. All you can maybe do is disable the app, but it's still on your phone. And a lot of the services running in the background, you just can't disable them in a lot of times. So all of that has been removed. There is no bloatware apps. When you install Graphene, it's actually blank. It's like a blank canvas. It's not something that someone has drawn on and they're like, hey, here, we give you a blank canvas and from there we paint on it what you like. Other benefits of doing this is that Graphene OS provides a lot of different features. For example, with these phones, you can have, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a businessman, and there's a lot of different apps that you need to use. For example, let's say you have a Tesla car, okay? Let's say you use Uber, let's say you use Airbnb. Some of these may require Google services for it to function. It's a prerequisite. So what we do with that is we create profiles. So now I have a profile for my private life. I have a profile for my work life. You can have up to 32 profiles. I only use 2 or 3, but some people go next level with it. Maybe they have a profile just for their Monero. They have another profile for cryptos. Maybe they have a profile. And to switch between profiles is a matter of a few seconds. You just drag the screen down, tap the icon, and then choose which profile, and that's it. That's another great feature because we often have clients who are curious. They're like, hey, I want to use this, but there's a lot of apps I need to have for my work. Is it going to even work for me? And we go, absolutely. So we segregate the two sides. We create one side which has Google running, but it's a sandbox version. So another key feature is that you can run Google services, but it's sandbox. So think of it as big tech on a leash. So a lot of times, people don't realize, but a lot of these tools have us on a leash, and they're collecting data from us, and they're collecting behavioral patterns and targeted advertising, which some people may enjoy. I don't. Some people do enjoy that part.
No, but knowing the collection of big data and data is now the new oil. So collection of data is one of the most powerful things that it can be collected. So and basically when you're using a product like Facebook, something like that, and you're not paying, you are the product. So people need to realize that when the trade-off of using something that's free is there is a way for them to monetize that, and that is your data. So it's crazy to think about. And then the other thing that I found interesting when I first heard about this whole idea of the de-Googled phones, that's the term I like to use. I'm not sure if you use that term as well, but I find it ironic that the best phone to de-Google is a phone made by Google. It's almost brilliant in a way. It's like using the system against itself.
Yeah, that's the actual brilliant irony of it, is that you're taking your enemy's weapon and using it against them.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And I think it's interesting because I remember way back in the day, and I'm like maybe 2010-ish, maybe a little bit before that, I had iPhones and I was doing like jailbreaking, and I thought that was cool. But this is a completely different thing. You're replacing the operating system, everything, so that it allows for more privacy, because unfortunately in the day and age that we live in, it's very apparent that Big Brother is watching you people, watching me, watching you, watching all of us. So I think it's really important to be able to highlight these kind of devices so that people know that they have options of privacy versus what their phones are offering. Because I know I'm being spied on with my phone. I find it really upsetting to me, and I'll let it get back to you in a second, that if I say something, and I could not talk about this particular subject let's say I want something and I just discovered it and I never have talked about it. And as soon as I start talking about it, my devices are listening to me and they're talking to each other, so that when I'm watching YouTube or whatever the situation might be, an advertisement comes up with what I was just talking. And like you said, some people do like that, but I don't like being spied upon and such. So I appreciate what you guys have created here. And I like the fact that you guys are adding this extra level of service with the Privacy Plus and such.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, it's important. It's important to really put yourself in the position of people that come through. So often in my workshops or talks, I ask people, it's like, well, if you use an iPhone, chances are you have the MacBook, chances are you have the calendar, chances are you have FaceTime and all these things. And you've entered this ecosystem that is convenient and it is beautiful. It's just you don't realize how imprisoned you are until you try and get out of it. So we have a lot of clients who are like, hey, I'm trying to get my contacts out of my iPhone. It's just, there's no export button. I'm trying to export my calendars. It becomes they finally see the bars on that prison that they've kind of put themselves into. Whereas with, these phones, you want to export your contact, you just go to contact, export, done. It's like a 5-second job.
Nice.
Whereas with iPhones, it's this whole maze. It's like, as long as you stay in our backyard, it's okay. If you want to get out, it's going to be a difficult journey.
I like the way you
we
put
obviously
it.
have figured out all of this.
It's definitely a digital prison. So we have laptops and pretty much if we talk about laptops and smartphones, phones, then people know the same thing with tablets. And then we could, after we talk about the laptops, we could talk about the routers, because I find that an important need as well, because I don't see a lot of that. And then we can kind of get into this Privacy Plus package.
Absolutely. Let's do it. So with the laptops, where should we start?
Well, I've noticed that these aren't necessarily like, and I don't know if Google makes computers. The Chrome is not Google's, that's Windows. So I don't know if they make computers necessarily. So, but I did notice that you're using Lenovo. Does Lenovo allow you that flexibility, or can any computer be used to do something like this?
Oh, any computer can be used. That's the reality. The
Okay.
reason we've chosen these is because they are the best laptops we have ever dealt with. So I've had the X series, Lenovo X series, since the X60, which is 2006. And I've had all the ranges up to now. So the reason these laptops were chosen, they're not actually Lenovo originally. They're actually the Lenovo ThinkPad series. So when Lenovo took over the laptops from IBM, the ThinkPads are the only ones that still are made to the standard IBM used to make them. So the typical Lenovo laptops, I actually don't touch them. I don't think they're that great. But the Lenovo ThinkPads, they have been carried over from the engineering team, and everything that was with IBM, they have moved forward with Lenovo. So they're just a different beast. Actually, you just can't even find a lot of these models in the stores, because they're for military grade, government grade, business grade, commercial grade. They're not really end user grade. And these laptops can be dropped. You can spill your water over the keyboard. It has holes on the bottom of them, so it leaks out. Not all of them, but most of them do. There's a lot of functions that normal laptops don't have, which is great. You can watch YouTube videos on it. Someone puts it in like a very hot environment, very cold environment. They're just very extreme. They're built for those specifications. So that's the reason we chose those laptops. The other reasons is the great warranty. They have a privacy shutter at the top, so you don't need to put like a band-aid on the camera. You can just close it with a button that it has. They're just great specifications like that.
That's a cool feature, to be able to push a button and not have to get something to cover your camera, because I definitely am covering cameras, and I'm sure a lot of people are. So I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I've been having a lot of internet problems, and right now, unfortunately, I have to deal with Spectrum, which I'm not sure if you're even familiar with that company, but people in the United States may, and it's not fun dealing with this particular company. I've had 5 technicians come out, and I'm still having the same problems. And one of the suggestions was me having my own router and or modem, or combination of. So I found it interesting that you guys were offering routers that would allow for privacy. Can you tell me the importance of having a privacy-based router?
Yeah, absolutely. Just quickly on the laptops, a lot of people use Microsoft. They don't realize their files get scanned. A lot of privacy issues with that, security issues as well. With Mac, it's the same as well. We use Linux Mint, which is a fantastic operating system, even more so now. A lot of people might think, oh, is that technical? Am I going to be able to use it? Absolutely. We can even make it look like Windows if you wanted to, feel similar. We can make it look like Mac if you. That's the beautiful thing with these operating systems. You can just customize it as much as you want, and they're very, very clean. There's no bloated background applications or monitoring or anything like that. They're absolutely built to make you be the boss. So I just wanted to put that out there as well.
No, I appreciate you adding that.
So with the routers, that's a good question. Like, why are these needed, or what do they do? So these are VPN enabled routers. So with your phone, if you have the VPN service running on it, it's just the app, and that app can malfunction. There can be bugs in it. There can be issues where your VPN might drop or something, a leak or anything.
It could be recording your information.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it could be.
that's
right.
Yeah, sorry. I know we're back
That's
to having we're back to having that slight delay, and I apologize. I won't interrupt further. Go ahead, my friend.
No, all good. So with the applications, you can have some issues occur. Whereas with the hardware, it's protected at a hardware level. So it's like having a shield in front of you, protecting you from, whatever you're doing online. I don't know what people do. For me personally, I access a lot of crypto websites. I do a lot of research. I do a lot of things that require me to use a VPN. And for me to use the hardware base, it just adds a layer of protection between me and my connection. So I don't want my phone directly connecting to the internet. So I use these, so I connect to the router and then to the internet. I don't want my ISP to know what I've browsed, and I don't want them to know my phone details or anything like that. Another benefit of the one on the left, which is the portable one, is that it takes a SIM card. So I actually never put a SIM card in my phone. Now, that might be a bit much for people. Some of our clients do that as well, which is I always place the SIM card in the router, and I use that as hotspot for my phone. So that way, the SIM provider never sees any details from my phone either, no hardware detail. And that's just one benefit. There is many other benefits. One of the coolest one is it has a hardware feature, a hardware switch. So you can actually switch that off, and your entire internet is shut down. And therefore nothing has access to the internet. And that's very important.
Yeah, and that is nice. I like that idea.
And yeah, so that works really well. So the one on the left has an inbuilt battery, and it takes a SIM card. So people think that's important for them. For me, I'm out and about a lot. So I need something that takes a SIM card because I don't want to put it in my phone. And I needed to have a battery inside of it. So when I'm out, I have internet while I'm out. The one on the right is very small. It's like very, very small, probably the size of your hand. And that one is great. And it's portable too. It just needs a power source. So, the cable you use to charge your phone, it turns that on. So you can directly put that into your laptop or a power bank or into the power port as well. They're both great. The one on the right is more for, stationary work, let's say. And the one on the left is more if you're always out and moving about.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So as I go on the website, am I looking under, where's the information in regards to the Privacy Plus?
Just choose any phone or laptop. Let's go to the phone. It's a bit more thorough.
So we're going to pick us.
And then just click on any of them.
Okay. So we have the Pixel 8 Pro. And here we go. Optional Privacy Plus upgrade. Comes with self-support hub, articles and videos, free shipping, all our recommended apps pre-installed, security bundle with a screen protector in case, personalized setup, migrate your apps, community access, exclusive tips, Malvad VPN, 12-month subscription, and priority support for 12 months. So if you were to purchase, and I'm saying this to the people that are watching, again, that were Amin and Unchained have been gracious enough to offer a $200 off your first order when you purchase a phone or a laptop and you bundle it with the Privacy Plus package. So you can get $200 off. And again, make sure you're using my link, which is ricetvx.unchainedinnovations.io. I'll have it linked down below in the video description, and I'll have it in the pinned comment as well. So what are aside from the fact that I read over what's included with the Privacy Plus, what are the perks from your perspective as one of the co-founders of having the Privacy Plus upgrade?
Yeah, and that's important for people to know. Look, if you're tech savvy, you just want the phone and you'll do everything yourself, that's great. More than 80% of our clients actually opt in for the Privacy Plus because, as I mentioned, we're not going after tech savvy people. So if you're tech savvy, you can still get the phone. You don't need the Privacy Plus package. That's understandable. A lot of times people are coming from an iPhone or environment they're not used to, figuring out what's going on. And a lot of our clients value their time. We work with a lot of coaches or mentors or entrepreneurs who, for them, the idea of taking a day off and doing certain things and figuring it out is just not possible. So it's great for them to have that service where they're just like, these are the apps I use currently. I'm happy to use these ones that you provide. Figure out which ones can go onto a different profile for me. And which ones can be on the main profile. Here's some questions I have. Figure it out for me. That's what we're good at. When people are like, I don't want to know what's going on. Just make this work. These are the apps I use. Explain this to me and let me go on about my day. So that's a really good benefit of the Privacy Plus. You don't have to spend time doing anything. It comes, it's ready to go as soon as you pick it out of the box. The other benefits is the privacy screen protector. So those are great. If you're at the airport, you're in a public place, the people next to you can't see your screen. So I've had it on the plane where, there's a lady sitting next to me on the plane and she's like, is he crazy? His phone looks like it's off. What is he staring at? I even saw her kind of like lean back trying to look at my screen. It's like, she was like, oh, what is he staring at? So it makes it look black from the sides. So those are things we throw in. Yeah, they're great. And the other thing, obviously we take care of the shipping. We handle all the requests, priority support, and anything else that's required from our clients as well. And obviously the VPN and case and cover. And
No, again, I think it's all really good perks. Now, one thing, let me go ahead and make sure I see this correctly before I say anything about this. Okay, so it is, because I had looked at the website at a couple different time periods, and this is before the routers were on, and it had the tablets on the homepage. So if people are interested in the tablets, I would say you just click on let me go back to the main website here.
Yeah, it'll be at the top.
Yeah, click on the services, and then over on the left-hand side, you'll see all the different links, and then there's the tablet one. Being that the tablet is around the same price as the phone, is it possible to include the tablet with the bundled Privacy Plus and get $200 off instead of just the phone and laptop? Is it possible to do it with the phone, the tablet, and the laptops?
Absolutely.
If that makes sense.
The tablets are not actually as popular because they're very niche. It's like most people either want a laptop or a phone, and those are the ones that are the most popular. Tablet is kind of in between, so it's very specific people that like tablet.
And just in case those specific people are watching and saying, well, why don't I get a discount if I bundle with Privacy Plus? So I figured I would ask and see if it's possible if we could do that. So again,
Absolutely.
So with that being said,
we'll take care of it.
Thank you, my friend. So but you got to make sure you guys are using my affiliate link. Again, it's right here on screen. It's going to be linked down below in the video description and the pinned comment. It's a way to support the channel. You get $200 US dollars off your first order when you purchase a phone, a tablet, or a laptop, and bundle it with the Privacy Plus package. Again, make sure you're visiting ricetvx.unchainedinnovations.io. I'm definitely going to be having Amin back on, not only to talk about Unchained Innovations more, because they are a partner of the channel, but I do want to talk with him about some other things that he's involved in, especially kind of coming from the hacker and crypto anarchist communities. There's a lot of crossover and entanglement there. So I definitely would like to talk about your other project that you're involved in, Bittopia, which the last thing I'll mention when it comes to Unchained Innovations is there is an online courses, and this is a collaboration with Bittopia, which Bittopia is a decentralized education platform, if I understand it correctly, that Amin is the founder of. So I will be bringing him on to talk more about that. But is there anything that you want to share in regards to the education?
Absolutely. First of all, definitely attend the Hackers Congress end of this year. It will be the last year or so, we've been told, which is unfortunate, but it's the 11th year. So if you're looking to learn and be educated, and you can be there in person in Prague, it's in end of September. Highly recommended. In terms of education, we offer this course both in person and online. The online is all pre-recorded, so you can go through it all yourself. You can learn about what a VPN is, what a privacy phone is, why it's important, what messaging applications to use, what email applications to use. So it's great for people that want to get an overview of, hey, what is going on in this space? Why do some people use Signal? Why did I hear about this other platform called Proton Mail? What does it do compared to my Gmail? So people can really go through this and get a really good understanding of all the different choices they have. Because as you mentioned before, a lot of people don't know the options they have. And this course is really great for people to figure out, okay, now I have a better understanding. I can implement a lot of these in my daily life. And then we also provide the private consultations too, in case, you know, they want to have one-on-one with us and go through it and figure out a roadmap that's personalized for their specific needs.
Yeah, so yeah, this is all on unchainedinnovations.io. But again, make sure you're using my links so that you're crediting my account if you guys purchase any of these privacy devices. Again, link down below in the video description and pinned comment, ricetvx.unchainedinnovations.io. And yeah, be sure to explore more. And I'm definitely looking forward to learning more about the project, talking with you guys more, and hearing some feedback from the viewers of the channel that are interested in purchasing these privacy devices. Because I mean, I've talked many times about the importance of privacy, how important it is in many different elements, especially when it comes to finances. And we're coming to a point where there seems to be the coming introduction of central bank digital currencies, which will take away your financial privacy, possible social credit score system, and all of that in combination is just a digital prison, more so than just trying to get off of an iPhone and switch over to a Google device. It's like prisons within prisons. So I definitely encourage people to do what they can to protect your privacy, and definitely check out this project. There's a reason why I decided to partner up with Unchained Innovations, and I definitely encourage you guys to check out their products. And I mean, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on, talk about what you guys are doing, introduce yourself, talk about the products and services. Before we wrap up, is there any final thoughts or anything else you would like to add?
Sure, thank you. And thanks for having me on the show. It's a pleasure. Yeah, no matter what your knowledge level is, we've taken care of people all around the world. We've sent our devices all around the world. It's not an issue for us to customize or tailor tailor something based on your needs. Always feel free to reach out and ask questions, or if you have ideas where like you're stuck, you don't know where to go, we're definitely people to speak to. Just to give you an overview, we've had a lot of clients who have gone, and it's good to have, you know, tech can be scary sometimes, and it's good to have advisors, and it's good to choose the correct advisors. So a lot of times I don't know something, but I have advisors who I can go to and I ask them, you know, like a mentor, or it could be on a chef that I can be like, hey, should I cook this tonight or not? It's good to have people around you that advise you on certain things, and we would love to be an advisor for people who want to learn how to implement privacy tools and learn more about them, rather than them go and do something that could damage their privacy even more. So we've had clients come to us who thought they were buying something that was good, and unfortunately it wasn't the case. So they lost money due to not knowing how to deal with cryptos, or a lot of different things. So feel free to reach out and we can collaborate. We'll definitely take care of you. Even if you're getting the course or you're doing the one-on-one private consultations, when you're coming through from this video and with Rice TVX, we'll definitely take care of that as well. We'll offer you a discount and we'll make sure you're taken care of.
But I do want to stress that people need to make sure that you're using my specific link. And again, it's ricetvx.unchainedinnovations.io in the video description and pinned comment. I look forward to our next conversation. I mean, if you could bear with me 1 second, just going to do a quick wrap up. So again, I will have links down below for everything that we talked about on today's show. Be sure to use my affiliate link as a way to support what I do, support Rice Crypto, Rice TVX. It would be greatly appreciated. Protect your privacy, secure your data, become free with one of these ninja phones, ninja devices, and become a digital ninja, my friends. So without anything else, I just want to encourage you, as always, like I always like to end my videos, I encourage you to be a blessing to others, to treat people how you want to be treated, to be the glitch that you want to see in this matrix, be the change that you want to see in this world. I encourage you to question everything, know yourself, and until next time, practice change. Don't forget to visit ricetvx.com, where you can watch both of my YouTube channels, Rice Crypto and Rice Against the Grain, directly. Find all of my social media links, sign up for my mailing list, and become a member of Rice Uncensored, where you can join me on the private side for less than $0.25 a day. You will get early access to both Rice Crypto and Rice Against the Grain, ad-free, unedited videos, exclusive content, members-only forum with direct access to me, live streams, and more to come, only at ricetvx.com.